Om Namah. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Wanted to seek the blessings of Radha Madhav, Radha Shyamsundar, Krishna Balaram, Bal Gopal, Singh Dev Bhagwan, Jagannath, Pradesh, Gaunitai, Tulsimani, Haridas Thakur, Guru Parampara, Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and the assembled devotees. So we want to start chapter 58 of the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam Puran. Oh, no, yes, we do. Krishna marries 5 princesses. So this chapter describes how Lord Krishna marries 5 brides. Yesterday we talked about the Shyamantaka jewel. So the drama that took place around that is quite intense. So now we're looking at different pastimes of the Lord, beginning with Kalindi, and went to Indraprastha to visit the Pandavas. After the Pandavas had completed their incognito exile, Lord Krishna went with Satyaki and other Yadus to see them in Indraprastha. The Pandavas greeted the Lord, embracing him in great ecstasy, and the touch of his body freed them of sin. Looking at his affectionate, smiling face, they were overwhelmed with joy. Their new bride, Draupadi, shyly approached Krishna and bowed down to him. Then the Pandavas properly worshipped and welcomed Satyaki and the Lord's other companions, offering them seating places. So this is before, a little bit before, when Arjun is winning the hand of Draupadi. That picture is anyway. Lord Krishna then paid a visit to Queen Kunti, and after she had offered him her respects, after he had offered her his respects, because Mother Kunti was older, according to the age. Of course, the Lord is the oldest anyway. But the Lord, when he comes to this world, he respects etiquette. So Kunti Mata was older than him, so he paid his respects. They inquired from each other about their family members. As Kunti Devi recalled the various miseries Duryodhan had inflicted upon her and her sons, she remarked that Krishna was their only protector. You are the well-wisher of the entire universe, she said. Yet even though you are free from all delusions of mine and others, you nonetheless reside within the heart of those who meditate on you constantly, and from within their hearts you destroy all their miseries. King Ulysses said, O Supreme Controller, I do not know what pious deeds we fools have done so that we can see you, whom are the masters of yogic perfections, rarely see. So even those who have mastered yoga in the truest form of yoga, which is to connect with the Lord, then they still can't see him. Requested by the king to stay with them, the Almighty Lord remained happily in Indraprastha during the months of the rainy season, giving joy to the eyes of the city's residents. One day, Krishna and Arjuna went hunting in the forest. While bathing in and drinking waters of the Yamuna, they saw a charming young maiden. On Krishna's request, Arjuna went up to the beautiful girl and asked who she was. The beautiful maiden replied, I am Kalindi, daughter of the sun god. Hoping to attain the most excellent and munificent Lord Vishnu as my husband, I have been performing severe austerities. I will accept no one else as my husband, and until he marries me, I will remain in the Yamuna, living in the house my father built for me here. After Arjun reported all this to Krishna, the omniscient Lord took Kalindi onto his chariot, and then the three of them returned to Yudhishthir's residence. So Krishna is none different from Vishnu. So her wish was granted. Later, the Pandavas requested Krishna to build them a city, and he did so by having Vishwakarma, the architect of the demigods, construct one that was extremely attractive. The Lord satisfied his beloved devotees by remaining with them there for some time. Then, to please Agni, the fire god, Krishna arranged to offer him the Khandava forest. The Lord asked Arjun to burn down the forest and accompanied him as his charioteer. Agni was so satisfied with the offering that he presented Arjun with the Gandiva bow, a team of horses, a chariot, two inexhaustible quivers, and armor. When the Khandha forest burned, Arjun saved a demon named Maya from the blaze. Maya Dhanava reciprocated by building Arjun a splendid palace. In this palace, Duryodhan would later get a good drenching after mistaking the surface of a pond for a solid floor, thus embarrassing himself. So this is an idea of the palace, and this is Duryodhan falling into what looked like a proper floor, but it was actually water. Next, Lord Krishna took permission from Arjun and the other relatives and went back in to Dwarka with his entourage. There he married Kalindi. Sometime later, he went to Avantipur. Vindhya and Anuvindhya, who shared the throne of Avanti, were followers of Duryodhan. When the time came for their sister Mitravinda to select her husband in the Swayamvar ceremony, they forbade her to choose Krishna, although she was attracted to him. So Lord Krishna forcibly took away Princess Mitravinda, the daughter of his auntie, Rajadi Devi, before the eyes of the rival kings. Krishna is very kind. He sees the attraction somebody has for him and he reciprocates. He will do whatever it takes, even if it might be go against his own reputation. He doesn't care. He cares more about the happiness of the devotees than his own reputation. This is our Lord. In the kingdom of Ayodhya lived a devout king named Nagyajit. He had an extraordinarily beautiful marriageable daughter named Satya or Nagyajiti. The girl's relatives had laid down the stipulation that any man who could subdue a certain group of 7 ferocious bulls would win her hand. When Krishna heard about the princess, he went to Ayodhya with a large contingent of soldiers. King Nagnajit greeted him hospitably, and joyfully worshipped him with various offerings. When Satya saw Krishna, she immediately desired him as her husband, and King Nagajit, understanding his daughter's intentions, informed Lord Krishna of his own wish that the Lord and his daughter be married. The king affectionately told the Lord, "You alone would be a suitable husband for my daughter, and if you subdue the 7 bulls, you may certainly marry her." Lord Krishna then manifested himself in 7 separate forms and subdued the 7 bulls. King Nagnajit duly presented his daughter to the Lord, together with a dowry of abundant gifts, and the Lord took Satya onto his chariot for the journey back to Dwarka. Just then, the rival kings, who had been defeated by the bulls, tried to attack Lord Krishna. But Arjun easily beat them back, and Krishna proceeded with Nagnajiti to Dwarka. Subsequently, Shri Krishna married Lakshmana after subduing her from her Swayamvar ceremony. And he also married Bhadra, the royal sister of Santardhan. She was the daughter of Lord Krishna's paternal auntie, Shutrakirti. So, marriage ceremony. Chapter 59, the killing of demon Naraka. This chapter tells how Lord Krishna killed Narakasura, the son of the earth goddess, and married the thousands of maidens the demon had kidnapped. It also describes how the Lord stole the Parijata tree from heaven and how he behaved like an ordinary householder in each of his palaces. So he had 16,100 acres, and he would interact with his queens accordingly. At the end of chapter 58, Sukadeva Goswami mentioned that Lord Krishna also acquired thousands of other wives when he killed Bhaumasura, freeing the beautiful maidens the demon was holding captive. King Parikshit asks how Bhaumasura was killed by the Supreme Lord. After Narakasura stole Lord Varun's umbrella, Mother Aditi's earrings, and the playground of the demigods known as Mani Parvat, Indra went to Dwaka and described the demon's transgressions to Lord Krishna. Together with Queen Satyabhama, the Lord mounted his carrier Garud and traveled to the capital of Narakasura's kingdom. The five-headed Mura, who slept at the bottom of the city's moat, awoke and rose up out of the water when he heard the vibration of Lord Krishna's Panchajanya concha. On a field outside the city, after a tremendous fight, Krishna decapitated the demon Mura with his disc. So this is Garud. Krishna's playing his Panchajanya flute, conch, and then it destroys the demon. There we go. Boom, gone. Then he fought Mura's 7 sons, Tamra, Antariksha, Shravana, Vibha, Vasu, Nabha, and Aruna, and sent them all to the abode of death. Narakasura could not contain his fury when he saw the fate of his military leaders, and thus he entered the battlefield on the back of an elephant. Naraka threw his Shakti lance at Sri Krishna, but the weapon proved ineffective. The Lord cut the demon's entire army to pieces. Finally, with a sharp-edged disc, Sudarshan Chakra, Krishna cut off Narakasura's head. Fallen on the ground, Bhaumasura's head shone brilliantly. So these are one and the same, Narakasura and Bhaumasura. Decorated as it was with earrings and an attractive helmet. As cries of alas, alas, and well done arose, the sages and principal demigods worshipped Lord Mukund by showering him with flower garlands. The goddess, earth goddess, Prithvi, then approached Lord Krishna and gave him various items Narakasura had stolen. Aditi's earrings, which were made of glowing gold, inlaid with shining jewels. The Vaijavanti flower garland, Varun's umbrella, and the peak of Mandara mountain. She offered prayers to the Lord. So these are extraordinary prayers now. You assume your various forms to fulfill your devotees' desires. So this is really one of the most amazing things about the Lord. This is why he's got unlimited forms, because devotees have unlimited desires to serve him. So he takes form according to their desires, whose glance is as cool as the lotus and whose feet are engraved with lotuses. You remain uncovered by the 3 modes. You are time, the Pradhan, and the Purush, yet still you are separate and distinct. Prithivi then presented Naraka's frightened son at Lord Krishna's lotus feet, asking the Lord to protect him. Thus entreated by Goddess Bhumi, Earth, the Supreme Lord bestowed fearlessness upon her grandson and then entered Bhaumasura's palace, which was filled with all manners of riches. He found 16,100 young women. So 5 he married before this chapter, and then 3, Rukmini, Jambavati, and Satyabhama before that. So in total, there were 16,108 wives and palaces for each and every one of them. So he found these 16,100 young women whom Bhauma had taken by force from various kings. As soon as they caught sight of the Lord, the women became enchanted with Krishna and decided to accept him as their husband. With the thought, may Providence grant that this man become my husband. Each and every princess absorbed her heart in contemplation of Krishna. The Lord had the princesses arrayed in clean, spotless garments and then sent them in palanquins to Dwarka. A lot of palanquins. Together with great treasures of chariots, horses, and other valuables. Lord Krishna also dispatched 64 swift white elephants, descendants of Airavat, who each sported 4 tusks. Wow. So these are the queens. The Lord then went with Queen Satyabhama to the abode of Indra. There he returned Aditi's earrings, and Indra and his wife Sachi Devi worshipped him. On Satyabhama's request, Lord Krishna uprooted the heavenly Parijata tree and he put it on the back of Garud. After defeating Indra and the other demigods who opposed his taking of the tree, Krishna returned with Queen Satyabhama to Dwarka, where he planted it in a garden adjacent to Satyabhama's palace. Once planted, the Parijata tree beautified the garden of Queen Satyabhama's palace. This is another extraordinary event because Krishna went to heaven to give Indra back something that Indra had lost. And then he wanted the plant, the Parijata tree, but they wouldn't give it to him. So he fought with them. This is incredible. Anyway, this is an idea of the Parijata flower. Very fragrant and beautiful. Indra had originally come to Lord Krishna offering obeisance and begging him to kill Narakasura. But afterwards, when his business had been accomplished, he quarreled with the Lord. This is miserly. This is miserly. You ask the Lord for something, he does it, and then you ignore that. The demigods are prone to anger because they become intoxicated with pride in their opulences. And this is the problem with opulence. When you have riches and good assets, like even, the looks, the strength of the body, you become very arrogant. And that arrogance is the destruction, how we end up further away from the Lord. What ignorance there is amongst the gods. To hell with their opulence. The infallible Lord, Supreme Lord, manifested in 16,100 separate forms and married each of the 16,100 brides in a different temple. So it wasn't that he married 16,000, he expanded himself 16,108 times and married each wife separately. He took up the required activities of household life just as an ordinary person, accepting various kinds of service from each of his many wives. The Lord constantly remained in each of the queen's palaces, which were unequaled and unexcelled by any other residence. There, although fully satisfied within himself, he enjoyed with his pleasing wives And like an ordinary husband, he carried out his household duties. Thus, those women obtained as their husband the husband of the goddess of fortune. Although even great demigods like Brahma do not know how to approach him, with ever increasing pleasure, they experience loving attraction for him, exchange smiling glances with him, and reciprocated with him in ever fresh intimacy, replete with joking and feminine shyness. Although the queens each had hundreds of maidservants, they chose to personally serve the Lord by approaching him humbly and offering a seat and worshipping him with excellent paraphernalia. So this is the pastime of the Lord with his wives. That's the end of chapter 59. Any questions, any comments? Lord is truly extraordinary. Okay, we can stop there. So, Srimad Bhagavad Purana ki jai. Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai.